Where they were, they continued their conversation and didn't realize that Sanaa had reached their height until she greeted the boys, kindly asking if she could eat with them. They thought about it for a few seconds until Soobin replied that there was no problem and that she could take a seat. Once she did, he tried to start a conversation to avoid making them feel uncomfortable. After a while of talking, the situation relaxed and became comfortable, making it clear that from now on they would adopt her at their table every day for all meals. This decision made it so that over time, as they coincided, the trust among the 6 young people grew to the point of sharing the existence of the cave along with their mischief. Only a month had passed since that event, but the boys already cared for her as if she were a sister they loved and protected. The months began to pass quickly, leaving just a few weeks until summer. During this time, the boys returned to their homes, and although it seemed that this meant they wouldn't see each other until September, that wasn't the case, as they lived close to each other. They could always meet as long as they agreed on a location that suited all 5. However, during the first week, their respective parents tended to be very attentive to them, eager to make up for lost time, so they engaged in activities that the young people enjoyed. One day, while discussing what they would do during that time at home, they discovered they didn't know what Sanaa's plans were, as she hadn't mentioned anything about it. On the last Friday before returning home, they asked Sanaa what her plans were. The girl's response was that she would go to her father's house and spend her free time doing whatever she wanted because she wasn't being controlled. This surprised the boys, as wealthy parents usually worried about anything related to their reputation. Although this sparked their curiosity while also seeming strange, they preferred not to probe further since she hadn't given them the chance to know more. The rest of the time until their departure from the boarding school was spent packing, caught between excitement and nerves. On Sunday, they woke up early, then were picked up by their parents in their respective vehicles, sitting comfortably and looking out the window as they left the institution behind. The journey to their homes would take no more than 40 minutes. In Soobin's case, the journey passed quickly, and before he knew it, they were at the door of his house. The family chauffeur got out of the driver's seat to open the car door for him to get out. Without hesitation, he got out and waited for everyone to be ready to enter the house. Once inside, he headed to his room to unpack and relax by watching videos of Forager03 from the Pokemon series that he recorded. After a few hours, his mother called him to come down for lunch. The meal consisted of salad first, corral chicken yakisoba, and for dessert, fruit and some sweets. Soobin's mother made sure that the meal that day was to her son's liking, as her idea was for him to understand that even though she was busy and he was at a boarding school, she never stopped caring for and loving him. Her culinary plan worked perfectly. Her son devoured the dishes, savoring them while they tasted glorious compared to the menus that the institution forced them to eat. Although the diet there was varied, considering the nutrition the young people needed after lunch, his mother had a surprise for him. They would go to the cinema to watch a movie. The chosen one was Fast and Furious 10 since Soobin liked cars and racing movies, even though he was very calm afterward. After watching it, it was time to return home and conclude the day. After the first day at home, and the following week, the young man began to contact the other 4 to meet and make plans together. Several days of conversations on WhatsApp passed until they finally agreed to meet on Friday of that week.